The ID.3 was the first production vehicle to fully utilize the MEB platform, and it's also the first in the ID series. It was first unveiled back in 2019, and 4 years later, we have a more grown up, sharper, and with some updated tech in the new ID.3 Facelift edition. Let's see what's new. Starting with the front of the car, let's have a look at what's new here. You notice that they've removed some black detailing on the front of the car. For example, this is now color-coded, this area, with the camera sensor on the front there. And when we look at the bonnet as well, we have this nice bonnet scoop that's on this area. It just gives it that nice sporty look. And they've also moved that black area that we usually have here on the original, well, the current version of the ID.3, which I think looks smarter, gives it a sharper look and a much more sportier look as well. We have this new LED light here, so the IQ light is at an update with the technology in here, which means this has like this nice greeting in the sense that the light moves like it's an eye. It's pretty cool the way it works, and I like that. Little subtle touches, but the LED light just flows right across the front. You have that nice light bar. And then for aerodynamics as well, we have this new air curtains on both sides, and that adds that extra drag coefficient. So I think we've got 0.283 or something like that. Don't quote me. I'll put it on the screen so you guys get the accurate number. But what that does is it directs the air through there, which allows for better aerodynamics on the car, which is pretty nice. It also adds that a little bit of an aggressive look to it, because before Volkswagen says we have this smiley face, but now it's not so smiley. It's grown up. Let's move to the side and see what's new there as well, because we have some subtle changes in terms of branding and what they've done here. So for example, before on the Pro series, I think, or the Pro S, I can't remember which version, they used to have the badge here which says what it is, but it's no longer there. They've removed it to give it a more classic look, a cleaner look, which is really nice. By the way, I like this color here. This is the olive green. It's not the official name, but it's got this nice olive green color, which sort of changes the tone of the color depending on the way the light is shining towards it. So it might give you like a more grayish green tone, or it might give you more olive, darker green tones, which is really nice. The sharper lines are still there, which is really nice. Gives you that nice sporty look on the side. One thing you get on all of them is this silver strip that goes across the top here. I'm not sure what that adds to the car, but it's extra styling. And some of the previous current edition has this nice cladding on here that's been taken off as well to give it, again, that grown-up, classy look, which is really nice. We still have that 20-inch alloys on there. Again, the wheels are flat, so that way that's also designed for aerodynamics, which is really good. Moving on to the back of the car, we have some subtle changes here as well. If you're very much into your ID.3, you notice straight away, we now have this light bar on this side, because before that was just a reflector, but now this actually lights up as well to go with the whole thing. So I think that was one of my criticism in the first one, because I thought, why was that there when it doesn't light up? But it's nice to have that actually be a function there as well. Opening the boot, we still have the 385 litres of space in there, which is really nice. You can fold the seat down, which gives you a lot more space. And what I really love is when you get in the car, you can still access the boot from the back of the car, which is really cool. It means if you forgot to take something out, you can access it. Or if you want to put in your golf buggy, your clubs and stuff like that, you can put it in there and stretch it through the back seat, which is extra space. This is very spacious, which we already know anyway. On this side, we have our charging port, which is situated here. And depending on which model you go for, so you can get the Pro or the Pro S, will determine which charge speed you can get. So you're looking at 120 for the Pro, and the Pro S will give you 170 kilowatt charging, which means faster charging either way, whichever one you get. They're still both pretty fast, which is cool. But this is pretty much underneath the same car, but that's been brought today to make it look more grown up, more classy, or classic rather. And I think it looks really nice. Inside of the car, things are grown up as well. First of all, things are a lot more animal-free in here, so they've removed some more material, they made it more recyclable and all that stuff. So for you guys that care about the environment and all that stuff, you're very much taken into consideration here. You get this seat styling as standard in here, which is cool. It's nice and soft. I love the finishing. I love the stitching in here as well. It just looks and feels very, very comfortable and sporty as well. I love what they've done with the design of the headrest. You even have this nice ID logo written on here. Just adds that extra identity to the car. Talking about the rest of the car as well, talking about growing up, things are now feeling more premium, so there's less cheap looking materials in the car. You got more soft options as well, like even the boards on the side here, it's nice and soft. It's really nice. You got space here to store things, and you can still move it and change different spaces. You got two USB-C ports there. You got charging mats here for your wireless charging for your phone. You got two cup holders there. There's still this little net area here which you can store documents. This is not going to be the UK version, but in this one we have this 12-inch display which is humongous. But in the UK we're going to get a 10 first, and then I think in 2024 we'll have this big 12-inch version as well. And the reason for that is because the light controls are still always on the left side regardless of which side the steering wheel is on. So they're thinking of a way to move that to the right side, so that way this doesn't block the way you operate that, which is cool. You still got your gear shifters located here, but I believe, a little spoiler, there's something coming up where they'll change this around and remove that and update things here. We might even get like an illuminated controls for the temperature and volume control and stuff like that, which is cool. But what's pretty much still the same here is the haptic feedback on the steering wheel controls, which can be annoying still because sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. You got this smaller display here for the instrument cluster, which shows you the speed, the charge, and all that stuff. It doesn't give you much option, even though you can change view. That's as much as you can do. The control for the windows is still here, which is still touch, which is still annoying because you have to tap one to control it. Tap it. It's like a multi-control area, which I think is counterintuitive. In terms of extras, you can pay for extra things like the ambient lighting in here. You can change up to 30 colors. So those are there as well. That's an extra. You got a big sunroof here, which adds a sense of extra space in the car, which I quite like. And one thing that they've added here, which I'm really happy about, is the heads-up display, which also works with AR as well. So depending on your movement and what you're doing on the road, you get that extra augmented reality that adds to your driving experience, so you don't take your eyes off the road. And it's nice and sharp as well. It looks really nice. Even though I'm not driving it, I couldn't tell you what this will look like in, on the road with different lighting conditions. So we'll test that when we actually get one of these in for review. Like I said, this is a 12-inch display, I think 12.9 to be exact, but in the UK we'll be getting a 10-inch display. But if you look at this is nice and big, and I can't wait to see this on UK cars. But anyway, it's still a touchscreen, it's got a little bit of lag to it as well. So I'm hoping that they update this at some point. This is still pre-production, so you can see sometimes it doesn't flow just the way you want it to flow. But let's go in here and see what we get in terms of safety equipment. So if you go to driver assist, you can see what options are available to us. We have travel assist with semi-automated driver assistance, and what that does is it allows assisted lane changing. So depending on the road condition and if it's safe to do so, this will actually move and change lane for you once you indicate over. We go over here, we have adaptive cruise control still there. We have lane assist, departure warning, side assist, lane changing assist system. So all that safety equipment is still there, which is really good. I think Volkswagen do a really good job providing safety equipment in your car. For audio, we have Beats audio in here, and with that, you can connect your smartphone. So you can have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and MirrorLink. So you can have those. I'm not sure if it's wirelessly, if it's like before that was wirelessly. So I'm hoping this is still going to be the situation here. We have We Charge here, which will tell you where the charging stations are, and just to help you plan your route better. We have sound system, so you can, update bass, treble, focus, all that stuff. If you know what you're doing, you can change all that stuff. These buttons here can still help you control things very quickly, so you can press that for your equipment there in terms of safety stuff. You can press that quickly to access those. But other than that, one thing that Volkswagen do with this very well is they keep it nice and simple. There's not much in terms of things you can play with, but it gives you all the important things that you need to get this on the road. In terms of power train available, you have the 58 kilowatts version and the 77. The 77 provides less 0 to 62 numbers, but it gives you better fast charging, and I'm assuming you would get better range. Actually, it might be the same range, I'm not entirely sure, but we'll find out when we get one on the road. But in terms of everything else like speed and power, it's still pretty much the same thing. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Volkswagen is also going to offer something called Function on Demand, which means after the fact, you can add extras, so extra features on the car as on-demand payment kind of scheme. So which means, for example, the ambient lights, which you can add extra 30 different colors, for example, you can add that on later on via software, over-the-air software updates, which is pretty cool. One thing that's also new here that I've noticed is you have some games available here. So you got all these random games here available to you that you can possibly play whilst you're charging your car stationary, which is pretty cool, right? So That's really nice. Very, very Tesla-esque there. You also get park assist with memory as well, which means it will remember where you parked last, your maneuver, for example. So you'll be able to remember the way you maneuvered your parking space and just get you into that space when you need to, which is, again, very intuitive. So that's everything you need to know about the new Volkswagen ID.3. As always, let me know what you think in the comments below. If you have any questions, drop them there as well. I cannot wait to get my hands on this and drive them on the road in the UK. But as always, make sure you hit that notification so you know every time I upload a new video like this. And I shall see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.